Clap your hands. Grant Cardone.
Thanks very much. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you having me here. Got off the plane, walked into the little thing. What's it called, Ron? Captain Ryan?
The FBO.
The FBO, and there was a fireplace in there. I'm from Miami. I live in Miami. Now, what is that strange thing right there? Fireplace. What are fireplaces for? So look, I really appreciate you having me here. Okay, it's my honor to be with entrepreneurs and business owners and people that want to do better in their lives. Okay, your commitment to do better in your life makes me a better father, better husband. You know what I've discovered is you just can't be good in one part of life and it not influence the other parts. How many agree with that? So if I can become a great husband, then all of a sudden it just seems to like lean over a little bit into my business. In my case, I was in business before I was a husband, and I was definitely in business before I was a father. So my commitment to get great at business was a place that I could kind of play, practice, kind of have fun in hopes that one day I'd have a great life. So today I want to talk to you about, I don't know how many of you have read my books. I've written a number of books starting in 2008. How many were in the business in 2008? How many believe that economy, you remember that? You remember the pain? How many remember the pain? The fear. How many believe that'll happen again? Okay, a lot of people have kind of like got away from the fact that will happen again. It'll be ugly. Okay, it'll be fearful. I'm not here to scare you this morning, but sometimes fear is good. How many of you operate better when you're a little scared? Like when I got to get things done, this necessity, I got to operate at a different level. In 2008, I wrote this book called Sell or Be Sold. I wrote this book in 3 hours. It was on a Sunday afternoon. My wife and I were in Los Angeles. I was living in Los Angeles at the time. And we were watching Lehman bust out. CNBC had all these pictures, CNN. Everybody had pictures of people. Bear Stearns was collapsing after 200 years, people walking out with boxes. How many remember the images? Like they're just burned into my mind, okay? And my wife's like, she's an actress, and she says, "What's happening?" I said, "We're gonna die. We're gonna die. The world is coming to an end." And it was. The world that we knew at that time with free money, everybody could get a loan, was coming to an end. Everybody agree with that? That's what was happening. And my point about that is, my wife's like, what are we going to do? What's going to happen? I said, we're going to lose about half of our net worth is going to get whacked. It's just going to disappear. What'd you do? I didn't do anything. It was all these other idiots. These crazy people that borrowed more money than they should have, okay? That overspent and didn't produce enough. They did it. I didn't do it. And she's like, I don't care who did it. I'm not ready to die. Go to work. That's what my wife told me, go to work. And I went in my office, in my home office, and I wrote that book in 3 hours, Sell or Be Sold, okay? And that really started, I've written 19 business books or programs, okay? That book is awesome right there. The first book that I wrote had a lot of grammatical errors in it. I'm from Louisiana. How many of you know people in Louisiana? We have our own language, okay? And so I wrote this book. We produced it, pushed it out into the marketplace. I self-published the book. There's an important message in here for you about speed. You want to be fast to the market. You want to be fast for the customer. So what I lacked in quality of writing in this book, we pushed to the marketplace and we sold a lot of books. In 2008, nobody was buying anything. Remember that? Everything stopped, okay? I tried to get this book published. Nobody would publish the book because everybody's like, hey, the world's coming to an end. Nobody's going to read a sales book. We can't even make sales. I said, oh no, this is what people are going to need. When the world comes to an end, right? When the economy contracts and gets tight, what do you have to do? You got to sell, man. The CEO is no longer the CEO of the business. Okay? The dentist is no longer the dentist. The chiropractor is no longer the chiropractor. And me to spend, how much is that deal over there? $5,000. You know, for me to spend $5,000, it's not a necessity. I don't have to have it. Would you agree? It's a sales pitch now. It's not free money anymore. So somebody's got to make that presentation. Somebody's got to create that lead. You know, what runs economies, folks, is not Donald Trump or Barack Obama. What runs economy is people. People run economies. My ability to contact people, to stay in contact with people. Economists do not run the economy. The media does not run the economy. My ability to transact with people is what runs an economy. Would you agree? That means I got to sell, okay? And everybody hates the sales word. Everybody's like, no, I'm just not a salesman. I was in a cosmetologist's office the other day, and the lady, I dropped my wife off there. She gets something done, and she's got all these products. The lady's got all these products, and I said, why does my wife never bring back your products? And she said, well, because I don't want to pressure anybody. I said, what do you mean you don't want to pressure anybody? You got all these products on your shelves. My wife never comes home with them, okay? Why is my wife going to this place, spending time there, and not buying the products there? Because somebody said, hey, I'm going to do a display, and they're just going to fly off the shelf by themselves. And then the person that owns the place and has money invested in that place is unwilling to say, hey, you need to take this product home. Communicate. Because she thinks that selling is somehow a bad thing. Folks, look, I can teach you how to become a great salesperson. You have a better chance of becoming $1 million or multi-million-dollar producer. You have a better chance of making hundreds of millions of dollars in sales than you ever do of winning a gold medal. Right or wrong? And Michael Phelps can spend all day with you, and you ain't winning. It ain't gonna happen. Everybody agree? It's not gonna happen. Okay. But let me tell you what Michael can teach you. Dominate the space. Own the pool. Okay? It's not just talent, man. It's how committed is the individual. How committed am I to get the work out into the marketplace? See, I was more committed to write the book and finish it in one day than I was committed to having every grammar problem perfect. I didn't care if there was some misspelled words. We produced this book, pushed it into the marketplace, went door to door to companies. You have to buy this book. Sold hundreds of thousands of these books in 2008 without a publisher. It had never been in a bookstore. Didn't get any publicity, and we were selling the book. Why? Because I put my attention on the sale, not the writing. You get it? A guy writes me about 4 months after the book. She's like, man, I love your book. Love your book, man, but it's got misspelled words everywhere. I said, I know that. It's got run-on sentences, grammar. You use comma where there should be periods, exclamation marks. Dude, I know that, bro. It's a best-selling book, son. He's like, it's got misspelled words. It's a best-selling book. It wasn't a best-written book. Now, what's the point of that? Okay? Do you need the best product in the marketplace? No, you do not need the best product in the marketplace. I can prove it to you. Okay? You do not need the best product in the marketplace. You need a product that sells. You need great salespeople. You need committed salespeople. You need committed sales managers. You need a team that is committed to sales first, not service first, by the way. Sales first, then the service. I don't make a sale, I don't need to service it. That book was then followed up with the Closed Survival Guide, then followed up with the If You're Not First, You're Last. Okay, I'm not even going to tell you the original title of this book. You have to read it to find out. And then it was followed up with the 10X Rule, okay? Since then, there's been 2 more books last year and 3 other business programs. Now, I tell you all that to tell you this, okay? How many of you read a book this month? How many read a book this month? Okay. Look, you got to start reading, folks. You want to get in the game. How many believe there's more opportunity in the marketplace than you're taking advantage of right now? How many believe that? Okay, good. That's the first question every business owner should ask themselves, okay? If you're going to take notes today, here would be your first note. Is there more meat on the bone? Because if there's not more meat on the bone, if there's not something else to get, then there's no reason to change anything. How many believe this? There is more meat on the bone. Good. So then that means, for you guys and gals that are old, you old dogs, some of which are only 9 months in the business. I know people 1 year in the business. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Then you don't know anything, man. You're barely born, son. Okay, I'm 58 years old. I don't know most of the things. The first thing that will block your ability to achieve more is thinking that you know it all. That's why people don't read. Do you know the average American reads one book a year? One book. One book a year. Did you know that 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck in the richest country on planet Earth? 76% of everyone you know can barely pay their bills. Okay? 76% of the people that live in the same neighborhood as you live in live paycheck to paycheck. Kind of important to know. How many believe this? You will be the summation of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. Okay? Well, if you look at your neighbors, you're in trouble. 76% of Americans in the richest country on the planet live paycheck to paycheck. That's an astounding number. Those are the people you're selling your product to, right or wrong. You better handle their objections. You better know how to handle their objections. Well, we can't afford it. How many of you hear that every day? We got to go home and think about it. I need to talk to my wife. We're going to put it off for a while. How many hear these objections every day? This is what you're going to hear. Why? Because they don't have any money. They don't make any money. It's not because they overspent. It's because they didn't make enough. America doesn't have a debt problem. America has an income problem. Okay? If you're taking notes, you should definitely write this down. When I'm sitting across from a customer, we spend too much already. Spending ain't your problem. You don't make enough. That's your problem. And that will help you make more money. Okay? I need to talk to my wife. So you talk to your wife about everything. I talk to my wife about everything. Everything. I've been married 13 years. Everything I talk to my wife about. Everything. How many of you know to talk to your wife about everything? Let me see a hand. Let me see a hand. Come on, let me see a hand. Come on, be honest. Don't be a liar. And talk to your wife. I talk to my wife about everything. So if the customer's telling you they talk to their wife before they make a decision, I know you've heard that before. It's a $14,000 deal. There's a bunch of money to be made. And it could change this salesperson's life today. Everybody with me? Let's say you run, how many of you run a company? How many of you are leaders in a company? Then your job as a leader is to make sure that salesperson closes deals today. Would you agree? A happy salesperson is what? Somebody closing deals. You know? I closed 3 deals, I'm a better husband. Man, I'm good. I walk different, talk different, huh? Go home, man. I like my kids better. I love you guys. I love you guys. Okay? You hadn't sold anything in 3 days and your 8-year-old comes up to you. Just sell something today, Papa. No, son, I didn't. Why'd you go to work? The 8-year-old's asking you. If you're not going to sell something, why did you leave the house, you weak suck? The kid's right, man. Your wife's looking at you like, why'd you come home if you didn't sell anything? I came home one night and told my wife I had a bad day. She's like, then why'd you come home? Don't bring that to me. Go back to work. Turn it into a good day. How many of you have a better day when you sell things? Yeah, man, because you're producing. You're producing. And that's my message to you today. Look, how can you get your team operating at a different level so you're not competing? I don't want to compete. You know, I want to dominate the space. I want to dominate my household. I want to dominate my kids. I want to dominate my neighborhood. I want to dominate my workspace. I want the space to be about me, not about all this crazy stuff happening. For me to get all that meat left on the bone, I got to get rid of the drama in my life. Would you agree? Drama comes in because you refuse to dominate the space and be the king, the Lord, like the ruler. If you're not going to be in charge, something else is going to come in. Some drama is going to come in, right or wrong. Okay? That's what Trump does so well. He's like, I'm going to own the space. All of it. I'm going to have half the people hate me. I wrote this in Sell to Be Sold. If you want to be the president of the United States, you would have to get half the country to hate your guts. And the other half to be like in question. And he did it. Right? Even you guys that were voting for him, right? Tell me you didn't put the little lead pencil in there like, yeah, I don't think he can do it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Right? How many of you, come on, be honest, man. And then you woke up the next morning, you're like, dang, I can't believe he did that. I voted for the right guy. Okay? So look, how do you dominate, man? Who are the people that are dominating? Okay? Look at a guy like Bill Gates. Bill Gates built a product called for Microsoft, right? It was not the best product in the marketplace. In fact, he said it was not the best product in the marketplace. And he told his engineers, look, if we can't make the best product, make it look like it's the best. And what did he do? He dominated Apple for 35 years. They had 99% of the marketplace with an inferior product. Why? Because they dominated. If you read anything about Bill Gates, you're going to find out he was a dominator. Okay? He wasn't a competitor. He did not want to compete. He wanted to crush the competition out of existence. That's the perfect entrepreneur. The perfect entrepreneur does not want fair playing ground. The perfect entrepreneur wants to own the entire space. Starbucks, look at Howard Schultz. He's like, God, look, all I want is simple. I just want a coffee store on every corner in every major city. And we're going to throw Fort Wayne in there, too. we're going to drop some Portland. You got one? You got one? You spit. He spit in a Starbucks cup. This guy paid $4 to spit in a cup. Okay, look. Here's competition, okay? How many have been told this? Competition's a good thing. How many have been told that? Competition's not a good thing. Competition's good for the consumer. It's not good for the business owner. Okay? If I'm in the oil business, I want to be Exxon, and I want to get rid of everybody else. Right? If I'm in the phone business, I want to be the Apple, or whatever it is, and I want to be sure everybody else goes away. How many remember the BlackBerry? They competed. Every competitor will end up going out of business. You don't want to compete. Okay? Now, a lot of you got people at your office, they think competition's a good thing. They think because Steve has a good month, it somehow makes me have a better month. Okay? That's good, but what if Steve has a bad month? Here's the problem with competition. If you're competing and Steve now has a bad month, what happens to my desire to push and excel? What happens when he gets satisfied or your team gets satisfied or you guys set your targets in 2017 based on last year? I know some of you did this. Man, if 17's as good as 16, man, that's all I need. Look, if you're going to pray for something big. Don't waste God's time on little thinking. He already gave you that. You already proved you could do 2016. Don't wish for the same thing you already got. Flat lines are for who? Dead people. That's what a flat line's for. If you got a flat line, I don't care how high a flat line is. A flat line is a flat line. It means gravity's going to take it down. Okay? So look, the effort of two or more parties acting independently. Who's your biggest competitor?
Hot Springs.
Hot Springs, okay. The effort of two or more, you and Hot Springs, acting independently to secure the business of a third party by offering the most favorable terms. Typically, that is price. Let's take the price out of the deal, and they'll buy the deal. But there's no reason for me to buy that at any price. $5,000, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000. It's all stupid. How many agree it's stupid? It's ridiculous. And it's not just that stall over there. The motorcycle, the car, the jacket. Okay, I can make a case that every purchase you make is ridiculous. The house you own, the house you bought, that was not a good investment. That was just stupid. Okay? You never own it. You call it an asset. You lie to yourself. You put $200,000 in something so you can put your floor mat out. You can put Mr. Jones right there. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, happy people. Okay? You could have rented the place for $700. But you made it up in your mind, right or wrong. Going to college, send your kids to college. How many of you got kids in college? I'm not going to say it's stupid, but it is. You send them off for 4 or 5 years so they don't go to work and pay for it. How stupid is that? Come on. $1.3 trillion in college debt. $1.3 trillion. 1.3. There's more college debt in this country than there is credit card debt. All credit card debt combined. It was a pitch. It was a pitch, right? Now, I'm just telling you that because the world's changing. How many agree the world's changing? It's changing, folks. Okay, how many in the room are over 45 years old? Good, I'm 58 years old. Most of you in the room don't know anything about social media. I think Phelps was talking about it yesterday, about branding himself, okay? Look, man, if I don't know you, I won't flow you. If you're taking notes, you want to write this down. If I don't know you, I won't flow you. Your biggest problem is not being known. The number one biggest problem of every business is obscurity. I don't know you. I think I think Coca-Cola and Pepsi, I think, oh, they're the same thing. They're in the Coke business. Obscurity. I can know your brand and still forget you. The car dealer that tried to sell you a car a year or two ago, or you bought a car 2 or 3 or 4 years ago, and that dealer forgets about you, okay? And you forget about him, right or wrong, because he doesn't pound you over and over every week. He doesn't send you something in the mail or an email. How many of you get my emails? Okay, let me see a hand if you get my emails. Dude, I pound. Okay, I pound. I say hit the list. We don't want to abuse the list. It's my list. Abuse it. Okay. Well, what if people drop off the list? I don't care. Hit the list. What's a list for? A list is to be hit. What is a phone number for? To call it. Right? What's a customer for? Sell them. Not to service them. Sell them some more stuff. This is not bad. How many believe you have a good product? Good, then sell it. How many believe you got good service? How many believe that? Good, then sell the product or sell the service. Okay? So you got basically 3 problems. You got a good product. It sounds like it's not a problem. You got a good service. You got a good company. Do you have a good company? Y'all want is they committed to that. Do you have a good company? Okay, good. Then the third thing is what? You. Are you worth it to go get another 20% or 30% or 40% or 50%? What's the number? Okay, I'm going to ask you to do this right now. If you got all 12 cylinders hitting perfectly, how much would you grow this year? What's the first number that comes to your mind? Just write it down on a piece of paper. If you got complete order in your house, if people were excited every day, if the number one thing was to sell a product, if your people were perfectly trained constantly, right? How much would you increase your business over last year? If leadership was completely focused, excited, people were well trained, okay? If the drama was off the lines, would you increase your business 20, 30, 40, 50? What do you think the number is? Just write it down on a piece of paper. We'll ask you later. If you weren't competing, but you were dominating, whatever your competitor did, you did 10 times better. Whatever social media did in your space, you did 10 times more than that. Whatever your competitors did with follow-up, you did 10 times more follow-up. Look, I could blow your business up with one thing. Follow-up. Just follow-up. Most businesses never follow a customer up. They get a lead comes in, hits your website, the lead gets dropped off. Only 25% of all leads are ever followed up one time. It's unbelievable. We pay for a lead, people spend money to advertise for a lead, and never follow it up. 10x defined, okay? The right thing. This is right out of this little book right here. It's a great book. It's on audio if you don't like to read. You can get the MP3, throw it on your phone, listen to it. You can also see it on video if you want to, because you guys have access to it. Okay, we took all this content because so many people don't like to read. How many of you don't like to read? Just be, maybe it's tell the truth. I don't like to read. Okay, how many of you don't even know how to read? There you go. Okay, at least this guy, honest dude. I could trust this guy with my money. Do you know that 40% of America is illiterate? Can't read? You got people that work in your company. How many run the company again? Let me see if you run the place. They can't read. You're giving them a policy and they're like, yeah, that's good. That's awesome, man. They don't even know what that said. You got people going to high school and getting out of college. Don't actually know. How many of you see people coming out of college, coming to work for you, and you're like, they didn't teach you anything, man. Right? Look, I had more money when I was 12 years old than when I was 25. I had more money when I was 12 years old than when I was 25 years old. And I have a college degree. So the more education I got, the more my money went down. Because the only thing that actually makes money is me being in front of a customer. Me just getting information does not make me more money. Everybody agree with that? Might give me more confidence to get in front of more customers. Okay, so 10x defined. This is about the right thing combined with the right amount of actions. How many believe these two things are problems for your employees? Think and actions. How many believe that? Combined with the right amount of actions across all of life's interests necessary to create an extraordinary life. This is what we refer to as a super life. Okay? You know people that have a super life. I'm interested in a super life. I'm interested in a phenomenal life. How many are interested in the super life? Okay, understand this. Most of your people have never even heard this concept. There's never even been approached to them. They're like, dude, why don't you have a super life? If you ask your people what kind of life they want, they're going to say this. No, I'm good, man. I'm good. How many of you got people like this? I'm good, man. Man, I'm happy, man. Oh, yeah, I'm good. Car's 9 years old. Right? I'm worried all the time. I have no money in a savings account. This is the conversation you must start having with yourself and your people. When they have this social answer, I'm good. How you doing, man? I'm good, man. Marriage is falling apart. Kids going to treatment center. I can't afford. Right? So this is what you have. If you want to get people to perform at the higher level, you've got to start talking to them about an extraordinary life, not an average life. Remember this statistic I shared with you earlier. 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Guess what? That's who you're selling to, and that's who you're hiring. Right or wrong? See, I'm giving you these facts to understand these are the people that your business depends on. They're either going to be customers or they're going to be employees. Right? Your business depends on people. And your ability to take people to another level, that's why Master Spas is having people like Phelps and me here. How can we take the company to another level? Right? How do you do that? First, you've got to take leadership to another level. Okay? Super defined as, if you look it up in the dictionary, it says above or beyond to a great extreme, extra large, having greater influence capacity of a higher kind. The origin, the word comes from above or beyond. See, I don't want to service a customer. I want to super service a customer. I don't want ordinary average profits. I want super profits. Right? I want to infiltrate customers. I want to permeate. I don't want to write one book. I want to write 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 13 or Google my name and watch 30 pages just populate on social media. Can't even find my competitors. Like, what happened to this guy? Where did he come from? It's the internet, folks. It's free. There's no regulation. I can say anything I want about myself. Okay? Very little check. It is like free reign for an entrepreneur who says, look, I don't want to spend any money. I get to say whatever I want. I can do it as often as I choose to. And by the way, there's only Twitter and Facebook. How many people on this right now? Can you tell?
Well, there's currently 700.
700.
There's a couple thousand.
So there's probably, on this little phone right here, this little device he's operating with right now, let me just show you this beautiful audience. So you guys want to say hi? What up? Oh yeah, give him a big hand. If I get a lead, you guys split the commission with me? Hey man, who needs a spa? Like dude, don't you want to be in a hot tub? Man, I can have it delivered to your house. Okay? We got some super deals, no money down, no payments for how long? How long are the no payment? 84 months. You don't have to make any of it. I'm not going to check. You don't want to make the payments. It's between you and them. Okay? It's not between us. Okay? I get you to do beautiful spa over here. Let me just show it to you, man. See, what does it cost me to advertise your product? Oops. Okay? Look at this thing. How big is this? This is big enough for 6 or 7 people. Okay? When is the last time you took a hot tub? You don't like white? Hey, brown is the new white. Okay? Look at that thing, man. That's going to jet you up. Okay? How much is that bad boy right there? How much? $15,000. And I'll give you one free. Okay? Hey, just hit me, send me an email to grant@grantcardone.com. To none of these people. Don't send it to these people out here. Grant@grantcardone.com and I'll hook you up, okay? So right now there's 763 people watching this live. There's probably, I don't know, by the time this is over, there'll be 40,000 people, maybe 50,000 people roll through that. It's Facebook. It's called a live stream on Facebook. It's free. It costs me nothing. I can say anything I want to say in it. I don't know if I said anything wrong. Did I say anything wrong? Okay. Can I sell those 2 for 15? Sure. You want to sell 1, I want to sell 2. I want to sell 3. You think this big, I think that big. Just change it, man. Just change the way you think. Trump said, look, if you're going to think, if you're going to bother thinking, think big. I'm going to make America great again. And he repeated it over and over and over and over and over, man. Right? There is something to be learned from that. Would you agree? It is a simple message. Okay? Now, I made some claims on these payments, okay? And the payments were what was the claim I made?
Zero payments for 84 months.
Zero what?
Zero payments for 84 months.
Yeah, I don't even know what it means. You don't need one of those. All of it's made up, the $5,000 number that y'all put on that, is that made up or not? Completely made up. I don't know how y'all came up with the number. Y'all had a big, long meeting? The geniuses in corporate. Let's see, okay. Yeah, 5,000. The wizards of the universe. It's all made up, folks. Don't you understand? It's all. Let me tell you why this is so important, okay? You have to understand that this is made up. They made this $100. What you decide it's worth is made up. Would you agree? The numbers they put on here, the 1, the 2 zeros, the Ben Franklin on the front, it's all made up, man. It's all made up. So when a customer tells you it's too much money, what can you say? I'm with you. It's ridiculous. What do you mean it's ridiculous? It's stupid. Sign right there. That's what I do. The first thing I do with people is I agree with people. But the woman that I'm married to didn't want to go out with me. She's like, don't tell him anything, but he's too short. I didn't know I was short. I just didn't know that. Okay? So the lady tells me, Erica says, Grant, she doesn't want to go out with you. Really? What's the objection? What's the objection? You're too short. Okay. What else? Well, you're not an actor. Okay, good. Well, bring it on. What else you got, man? It's the hot chick, man. I saw her. I said, oh, yes. She will have my babies. Well, it's going to happen, man. Okay, it's going to happen. I was already there. Boom. We're going to do a jacuzzi. We're going to have babies. I'm going to call it koozie. Okay? Look, I was there. Look, you want to close the deal, you got to get there. I don't need the customer there. You guys got to get there, right or wrong. You got to get there. They don't need to get there. I called this woman. She wouldn't go out with me. I called this woman twice a month for 13 months. 26 phone calls without a return phone call. That's strong. Strong. Okay, the whole time I'm being told, shit, you're too short, you're not this, you're not that. Is that an objection or a complaint? It's a complaint. Payments are too high. Objection or complaint? I'm like, this girl doesn't have a shot, man. I'm a professional, well-trained salesperson. I've been training sales for 30 years. She can't resist me if I just keep following up. These aren't objections. You're too short. I ain't short at 40,000 feet. That's my plane, baby. You understand what I'm saying? I get real tall when we get way up there. You know what I'm saying? I'm blowing up, man. You guys got to believe in yourself. Right? You stand on enough money, you get tall. Right? I don't want to stay in my old neighborhood. I don't want to stay where I grew up. I don't want to be what my daddy wanted. Do you? You know, I don't want to keep doing the barbecue with the same family members. I'm complaining about it before they get there and when they leave. Right? I want some new friends, man. I want some new stories. I want some new problems. If you're taking notes, okay? I challenge you in 2017 to get some new problems. New problems. Because look, everybody's sick of hearing about your old ones. It's the same. How many are just sick of your old problems? Same problem. Get you a new one, man. Oh, man, I rolled my ankle. That's a new problem. Right? Better than your old back problem, because you sit in a lazy boy too much. 2009 happened, I bought lazy boy stock. I bought it because I said America's lazy. Just buy some lazy boy stock. It'll come back. Okay, only reason people fail, okay? If you want to know the only reason your salespeople will fail, it's not because people are good salespeople or bad salespeople. The only reason people fail at anything, only reason any business fails, only reason G closed that plan is they don't take enough action. They proceeded by too small a thing. It was preceded by too small a thing. The only reason any human being will fail to sell a book, a spa, build a company, hit your targets. The only reason anything fails, marriage fails, The only reason a parent would fail with their children is they didn't take enough action. Otherwise, it's impossible to fail. How many believe that? If I take enough action, followed by enough think, preceded by enough big think, if I just stay in the game long enough, because this is what I'm calculating with my wife. Man, I just keep calling, just keep calling, just keep calling. If I can just get this deal before somebody else gets it done, if I just hang in there, keep following up, I'll close the deal. How many believe that? If I keep following up on a customer long enough, I'm going to get that deal. Now the question is, can I shorten the can I type this thing up? Can I use creative technologies today so that I'm in front of people all the time, not over 13 months? The biggest mistake I made with my wife was I didn't close her sooner. You know, her friends like after 6 months, Grant, it's like you're stalking her. I said, look, it's not stalking after it works. Okay? Erica was at the wedding. It's not stalking if it works. If you have a good product and you have a good company, it's not stalking. It's customer service. And the customer comes before the service. You with me? Service comes after the customer. I can't service a customer until I make a customer. So even if I don't sell you, I'm going to treat you like a customer. I just treat her like she is my wife the entire 13 months. It doesn't take two. It takes one. It doesn't take a customer and the company. It takes you to decide the customer is going to get that product. You have to put the future there for the customer, right or wrong. They're already interested, folks. Okay, how do you ensure you never fail? Okay, number one, you'd have to confront reality. You'd have to confront the reality. Why would anybody change anything? Why do people stay where they are? Because they're not confronting the reality of the situation. The economy's not going to stay the way it is. Okay? Things change. Everybody agree? People don't confront reality. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe my kids are using Facebook all the time. Oh, they're using Snapchat, something called Snapchat. Okay, why are you resisting this thing? Why don't you confront the reality of the situation? You're being stubborn. You're getting old. What are you doing? Right? Confront the reality of the situation. What's going to happen if we go build bridges and highways across America? That means the debt's going to go from 20 trillion to maybe 30 or 40 trillion, right? Where's the money going to come? Like, you want to confront reality so you can predict the future. Control your income. People that don't control their income will fail in life. How many agree with that? People do not fail because of too much debt. People fail because they have too little income. A guy came to me about some financial advice. He's like, man, I took over all this debt. I mean, this problem. Debt's not your problem, pal. Income's your problem. Everybody agree with that? Michael Tyson does not have a debt problem. He's got an income problem. He doesn't have any new fights that'll pay him $40 million. Right? Your business will not fail because you spend too much money. Your business will not fail because you hire too many people. Your business will fail because it didn't produce enough income. The finance department cannot grow your business. They will contract your business. The CFO, the treasury person, the finance department, the accounting department, they tend to contract businesses, not grow them. The entrepreneur grows the business. Number three, invest, don't spend. This is when people fail. They invest. You need to invest to ensure that you won't fail. You need to invest. I don't want to spend time. I want to invest time, right? I want to buy time. I want to multiply time. I don't want to just use it and waste it. Number four, you have monster goals. Number five, never settle. And number six, look, if I just never quit, I can't fail. People are going to think I'm crazy. What's wrong with you? Right? How many get questioned about people? You're like, what's wrong with you, man? Something wrong with you? Okay? If people are asking you what's wrong with you, there is something wrong with you. Because you've become like everybody else. This is the reality, just so you confront some reality, okay? This is the average, this is proof, validation in America that the average people are failing, okay? If you could see this graph, I might get under this mic right here, but if you see this, see, these are poor people right here, and there's the middle class. It barely changes, by the way. You can't really see any difference. And then all of a sudden, that is 1% of the population over there with all the money. That would suggest to you that what the bulk of people are doing today, that's the wealth distribution in America, okay? It would tell you that this many people are doing the right thing. Maybe not. Maybe they're doing it wrong too. I don't know. You got to ask yourself what group you want to be in. Okay? That middle class, that fantastic mythology of the middle class where it's going to be safe. Your mom and dad, how many of your mom and dad got into the middle class for the first time? They're like, this is it. That's a different middle class back in 1960 than it is today. How many agree with that statement? It's completely different. The middle class of the 60s provided freedom for the first time to families. The middle class of the 21st century is a trap in a prison. 2 cars, college debt. I can't control my income. There's no freedom in that, folks. That's the reality of the situation, and you need to explain this new reality to your people, because your people are operating under some mythology that because they live in America, land of the free, home of the brave, that everybody's free. Okay? How many believe this? You're not guaranteed freedom just because you live in America. How many believe that? Most people aren't free here. Most people, we got more slavery today than we've ever had. Okay? You can turn the lights back up. Most people are not free. They don't know how to walk into the marketplace and get the money they need. They can't make a sales call. Can't follow up a customer, right or wrong. Okay? They're not showing up early. They're not staying late. Remember, you said to me, when you have your best sales days, that's when you're happy. Okay? I sell 3 of those in one day. Am I happy? Do I like the business? No, I'm an individual, and I sold 3 today. What's your business do? What's a good day for your business? Yeah. What's a good day for your company? 30? 30 in a day? Okay, so if you did 50 in a day, would you be like, hey, you good? Thorpe? Right? You'd be like, oh my God, I'm invincible, right? Look, that's when people are feeling good, man, because you're getting out there in another level of the atmosphere. This is when you guys should operate all year. You can operate like this all year, man. What's keeping you from operating in that band, that green band, where all the juice is? Right? When you quit going to hotels where the breakfast is free. This is how America makes their decisions. We're going there, free breakfast. You gotta be kidding. Okay? If you stay, I love this hotel, by the way. I love it. This hotel's awesome, man. Okay? But look, I ain't gonna meet anybody that can buy a spa here. Everybody agree? The guy that's gonna buy that ain't staying here this weekend. Maybe he is. I could be wrong about that. Okay? I might sell one back to y'all here in a second. I'm getting warmed up. All right? Look, never underestimate reality. You know, stock markets fail, right? Banks fail. The government's out of control. There's foreclosure problems, okay? There'll be more foreclosure problems. There's inflation problems. There's deflation problems. Don't underestimate reality. There could be a geopolitical issue, right or wrong. It could inflate. It could deflate. There could be drama. There could be fear, whatever. They got ISIS. When it's not ISIS, it's USIS. I think you need to worry about USIS more than ISIS, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I'd be more worried about the terrorism in your environment, all that drama. Guy can't even show up on time, and y'all let him keep coming back and doing that. I got 55 people that work for me in Miami. They told me when I moved to Miami, it's the worst hiring culture in the world. Okay? If you're ever in Miami, come see my culture. Nobody shows up late. You definitely don't do it twice. Got to be your culture. Biggest mistakes in goal setting. Number 1, they're too small. Number 2, they're too narrow. Okay? I made this mistake the first 25 years I was in business. I focused on a vertical rather than going wide. Okay? So this is really important if you're going to start branding yourself, that you can't stay just vertical. Right? Like, you got to go wide. You got to start thinking about, why would I want to market in Taipei? You know? Why would I want to market, if I'm in Fort Wayne, why would I want to market in Columbus, Ohio? Or Los Angeles, or Miami? Why would I want to do that? Because somebody in Miami and Los Angeles knows somebody in Fort Wayne. Okay? Because in the internet and social media, things are wrapped. People are just like, they're all connected. Where's the gentleman that got turned on this board? Okay. You found that, where'd you hear about me?
The airport.
In the airport. What airport?
Detroit.
In Detroit airport. No, he was the only person in Detroit that day. Him and another guy. And the other guy's walking around with his book. Hey, what, you like the book? He bought the book. Probably went to the internet, Googled my name. This is the exact transition of every customer today. I get an idea about a spa, I'm going to Google spas. I'm going to Google search a spa, right? And then I'm going to go to a page and start collecting data. Your sales process, by the way, is underway now. The meet and greet has been done. Some information has been sucked out of the sales process early because of the internet, right or wrong. That should expedite, put the customer on the road to the sale. It should actually push him deeper into the road to the sale. So that the argument would be that some of your customers are calling you or coming to you could possibly already be closed because of information on the internet. Is that possible? He goes to the internet, searches me, finds our number, calls our office. One book. He bought it at Amazon, by the way, $15. Amazon's my best customer. My number one best customer. I don't know anybody at Amazon. I dated a girl once. It was like an Amazon, but they told me not to get into that. Because that's going to take us down a different road. All right? It's 10x though. It is a 10x story. One day, maybe we could share that story with you. Okay? But it didn't align with my goals. Okay? Kind of took me off. All right? But you see, I produce a piece of content that's useful to a business owner. And business owner goes to the internet, searches my name, ends up at Amazon, purchases something, calls my company, and this ends up being a big opportunity for my company and for you. So you got to start thinking about, okay, where's that one $15 book going to lead? I don't know, how big's our contract with you? But how much money? Millions? Is it millions of dollars? It's a lot of money. Okay? All right. Now I didn't. It took time and energy and resources to write the book, right? Then I got to get the book out there. Remember, what's the biggest problem for a business?
Obscurity.
Obscurity. I don't know you. I don't know you. I won't flow you. Okay, remember this. If I don't know you, I won't flow you. If I don't know you, I won't flow you. If I don't know you, I won't flow you. If I don't know you, I can't give you money. If I don't know you, I can't buy from you. If I don't know you, if I'm not thinking about you, money, write this down, money follows attention. Whoever gets the most attention ends up with the most money. Money does not follow who they like. Money follows attention. If I don't know you, I will not send money to you. Money follows attention, not the best product. Money does not follow the best service. Money follows the most attention. There is no exception to that rule, by the way. Whoever gets the most attention will end up with the most money and the most power. If you could figure out how to get attention for free, that would be the ideal situation. All right, who am I talking about right now?
Donald
He
Trump.
did it for free. They outspent him about 3 times. He still won. Okay, how did he do that? All you whiteheads in the room, how do you do it?
Social media.
That thing you say you ain't got time for. I ain't got time for no Twitter, man. I'm running my business. I'm running my business into the ground. I ain't got time for Facebook. I'm running my business south. What do you sound like an old man? Why you don't sound old? Just get old without sounding like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, stay fresh, man. These are opportunities. Like, I see Snapchat. You know what Snapchat is? It's a 10-second video. You take the video, it disappears. It was created for 14-year-olds so they could send stuff that their parents wouldn't see. And the message would just, and I'm like, dude, what is that Snapchat? What is it? I don't understand it. I don't have time for 10. Why a 10-second video? I'm saying this to myself. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. Kids are wasting their time on phones. I'm listening to myself. What do I sound like? An old man. And I'm like, dude, there must be something there. I'm stupid. If I'm stupid, everybody else is going to think it's stupid. I'm going to go check this thing out, this Snapchat. I went to my internet department. We have about 8 people in the internet department in Miami. They're all 25, 30 years old. I'm like, hey, what about this Snapchat? They're like, dude, it's Snapchat, and it's not for you. Really? Your customers aren't there? I said, no kidding, really? I run this place. They don't know what's best for me. How many agree with that? If masses of people say it's incorrect, it's probably the right thing to do. When the masses go to the stock market, it's over. When they move to real estate, it's over, right or wrong. Okay? When the masses say everything's fine, it's not. So I go on Snapchat. We only get about 200,000 views a day on Snapchat today. Costs me nothing. They're 14 to 22 years old. Facebook's 22 to 35 years old. Okay, YouTube's everybody, and I got them all covered. Okay, now we sell $10,000 and $15,000 products to people that are 18 years old. That my office said we would never sell to. I don't care if you have the money. I care that you know me first. Okay? How many of you knew of my name before I came here today? Oh, wow, okay. How many of you didn't know me today? Let me see. Impossible for you to ever purchase a product. You're deciding right now whether you even like me. You're like, I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not. I don't care. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care. If you want to get people to know, you have to cut a room in half and say, I'm going to get half to love me and the other half. Because if I can get this half of the room to hate me, I think it's more likely this half over here, actually. If I can get half the room to hate me, it's very, very powerful to get people to hate you. Because people that hate you will promote you. People that don't like you will promote you. After the meeting, they'll be like, I don't know, the guy's kind of arrogant, talks too fast. Didn't like the way he talked. You talking about me, dog? That's all I need you to do. Keep reminding people about me. Because me trying to get everybody to like me is impossible. Me getting everybody to know me is possible. Me learning how to become a great entrepreneur, possible. Me winning a gold medal, impossible. Will not happen in this lifetime. Everybody agree? Yeah. Okay. Who's working on a gold medal this year? Good. Okay. Who's working on making more money this year? We can do that. We can do that. Okay. You just got to pay attention to it every day. Big mistakes in goal setting. Goals are too small. Goals are too narrow. Goals of others, and you're not setting them often enough, okay? Now, this is when I set my goals. When I wake up in the morning, I write my goals down. When I go to sleep at night, I write my goals down. Twice a day, 365 times in a year, that's 730 times a year, I'm looking at my goals. And they're monster, big, giant goals. They're not to-do lists. I'm not talking about a to-do list. I got to call Bob today. I got to do this today. I got to go see the dentist. I'm going to work out today. I'm not talking about a to-do list. I'm talking about things I want to accomplish in my lifetime. This is the fuel of a 10x life right here. This is the fuel that drives super driven people. It's not the money. It's, hey man, can I reach this? Can I get there? How many of you have asked yourself this question before? Somebody's super successful, like a Mark Cuban, multi-billionaire Mark. Why is he still doing this? Right? Or Donald Trump. What if Donald's worth $10 billion? He's probably not. He exaggerates everything. Okay. So what's wrong with that, man? Most people don't sell their products big enough. Would you agree? Donald oversells and everybody accuses him. But nobody says, dude, you didn't show the features and benefits. You didn't really tell me how much I'm going to love that thing. You didn't tell me it was going to make my marriage better. Right? You didn't tell me I had it available to me 24/7, 365. You pay for it once and use it forever. You didn't really sell me the deal. Would you agree? You're going to have your best moments in that thing, man. Right? You didn't really sell it. Do your people really sell it? That's a lot of money. I'm with you. Okay? And the guy's got $80,000 worth of teeth in his face. Paid 80 grand. How many of somebody spent $80,000 on new teeth? It's a lot of money too. And he's driving an $80,000 car outside. That was a lot of money, right or wrong. And he's got 350 grand in his house. That was a lot of money. And he just spent $40,000 on a new kitchen. That was a lot of money. And he just bought a grill for $8 grand. It's all a lot of money, man. Everybody try this. It's all ridiculous. Everybody try that.
It's all ridiculous.
It's crazy, son, right? It's all crazy, man. Starbucks at $4. That's stupid. Ridiculous. They do it every day. Millions of cups every day. 4 degrees of action, okay? Here's the 4 degrees of action you and your company can take this month. This month and this year. You could do nothing. How many think that's a bad idea? It's just not a good idea. Okay. In fact, you can take it off the list because it's impossible to do nothing. Right now, you're doing something. You're doing something right now. It's impossible to do nothing. Number 2, to retreat is an action. You were going to do something and you didn't do it. I'm going to work out this morning. Some of you brought shoes. You brought tennis shoes. You brought some, right? Did you bring them in?
Not me.
Who brought it? Who brought it? I'm going to work out, man. We're going to the courtyard, man. I'm going to work out on this trip. You go on one trip a year. I'm working out, man. I'm going to work out. And then you got here and you didn't pull them out of your bag. Right? You retreated. You were going to start a diet and you retreated. Retreating is an action. Everybody agree with that? Your people do number 2 constantly. Number three, most people operate at normal levels of activity. This is the most dangerous level of activity there is. Normal. Anything normal is going to get you what? Less than normal. It's going to get you gravity. It's going to get the pull down. And the fourth one, this is where all the heroes, the superheroes, the Elon Musk, this is where Elon Musk lives right here. Man, I don't care. We're going to Mars, man. We're going to go to Mars, man. You know what I'm going to do at Mars? I'm going to create a fusion explosion over Mars and heat the northern polar section and create life. Back to Fort Wayne. If I could just do what we did last year, we'll be just fine. You got one guy like, I'm going to go to Mars. We're going to create a fusion explosion over Mars. I'm going to act like God, create life in a second. Let's just do what we did in 2016. Two monster extremes. Who you want to be? Who you want to be? All those people that work for you. Man, I'm good, man. Dude, how you live on 50 grand? No, I'm good, man. I'm good. You good till when? Till somebody gets sick in your household, man. Till your mama gets sick. You're good until you don't, I don't need money, man. I'm fine. Dude, you're lying. And you're selfish. Poor people are selfish people. They think about themselves. I don't need to do that. I'm all right, man. It's hard to make a follow-up call. It's hard to get rich. How many believe that? Dude, it's hard to get enough money to take care of your mama and your neighborhood and your church. Okay? Those aren't greedy people. Those are people that are like, you know what? I'm willing to make the call to get the money to help my church. Right or wrong? Most people don't give because they don't have, because they didn't do. So that's my challenge to you this year. Are you willing to do more, to have more, so you can help more? Are you willing to live in number 4? In an environment where everybody, most everybody, is living it normal. So this is my little girl. I don't know if this video will play or not. There's a little, maybe I can just press it right here. This is my little girl. I think she's 3 years old in this video. But I asked her, by the way, she saw me doing a stream, a Facebook stream on the middle class. And I was talking about the middle class, and she came up to me and says, so Papa, what's the middle class? She was 4 years old at the time. And I said, well, baby, what do you think the middle class is? And she's like, I think the middle class is rich people that are really poor. I said, yeah, that kind of sums up the whole deal. People that have just enough until they don't. So I asked her a question. Let me see if this will play here. Uh-oh. No, that didn't work. Let's see.
There's bad, there's good, there's great. I come in. Great.
So I asked her, hey, look, there's good, there's bad, and there's great. What do you want? She came home from school one day, and we put her in schools. How many of you got kids in school? You notice they learn stuff? You can turn the lights up. You notice they learn stuff in school? Some of it's not good. One day, my little girl comes home, she's like, Papa, she wanted some gum or something. And I said, no, baby, you can't have any gum before dinner. She's like, that's not fair. I said, who taught you that word? Word had never been used in our household. The word fair had never been used. I said, who taught you that word? She's like, I don't know, Papa, why? I said, baby, life ain't fair. Life ain't fair. Life is either great or it's awful. Everything in between is just somebody trying to make sense of awful. Okay? Life is either, this is how life really works. It's really bad for most people. How many agree with that? They just make sense of it. And it's great for a few people. Which one you want? I want this over here. Good. Life isn't fair. How many have seen bad things happen to good people? How many have seen bad things happen to good people? How many have seen somebody, because this is what governments talk about. They talk about people, they go broke because of health care. Health care is the number one reason people go broke in this country. That's what they say to you. Okay, if you look it up on the internet. Number one reason people go broke is because of some catastrophe at home and in the health space. People go broke because they didn't have enough money, folks. Okay? Period. It's not because of a catastrophe. It's because you didn't have enough dough to get you out of the catastrophe. Money will solve a lot of problems. There's no shortage of money on this planet, okay? There's no shortage of money on this planet. How many agree with that statement? We print it if we need it. There was $4 trillion printed, $8 trillion printed in the last 12 years. Everybody in the room should have got a raise. When they start printing, you got to be asking yourself, who's got my money, man? Who's got my money? Who's got my money? Who's got my money? They print money, I'm going to get my money. Okay, when they print money, you guys should have got a raise, right or wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to open up to questions. Questions, let me see what I can do to help you grow your business. A lot of the content, I'm sharing an overview. If you want to dig deep on sales, closing, follow-up, customer service, handling objections, closing deals. Steve, you going to stay back and do something?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay, and he's going to show you a university that we created, an online platform of video content, so your people don't have to read, where they can actually go get what they want. How many of you people need help with follow-up? How many people need help with following the customer up? Good. There's an entire section just on follow-up. That has nothing to do with closing a sale. Closing a sale is not follow-up. How many of you have people that need help in closing a sale? How many need, but without giving the money up? If I take this from $5,000 to $4,000, is it any more or less expensive? If I go from 5 to 4, did it change anything for the customer? Is it still ridiculous? It's stupid. Everybody agree? Why do your people think if I take it from 5 to 4, it made it more valuable? It didn't. It just made it cheaper. Would you agree? Why do your people discount things immediately? Because it's not their money. And you didn't train them to hold that growth. Yes, sir.
Tell us what negativity does in the workplace.
Well, it just destroys it, man. You know? Like what kind of negativity? Like a manager? You mean a manager? That's not a deal. Okay?
All young people in the workplace treat them bad. What's it do to the morale of people in the workplace?
Well, it depends on how bad you treat them.
In your workplace, what do you do?
Well, I treat people bad. I do. I fire people. You know, first thing I do, look, if I can't get a push, if the amount of energy I have, I know today that if I'm pushing my business and it's not growing, I have somebody I need to get rid of. So the first thing I do when I want to grow my business is I fire somebody. I don't go get new people. First thing I do is look for somebody to get rid of. John, man, what do you think? Is it John? Is it Ryan? Is it Steve? Who is it, man? We got to kill somebody. I got to get rid of somebody. I got to shoot somebody in the head and make a public event of it. This is what we do. Oh, don't do him. He's been around a long time. Yeah, let's do him. Let's let everybody know it's not because you've been here a long time. You've been here a long time, but you haven't been producing. What would the NBA do? What would the NFL do? Okay. Anybody see Tony Romo play this year? I don't think so. Put a bullet in his head. Sell him to somebody else. Get rid of him, man. You guys that run businesses, you managers in the room, you need to operate your business like the NFL. Produce, score, or we're going to trade you. It's a business. It's a business. It's not your neighborhood. Okay?
In your sales process with your crew, do you always make them TO to a closer, or do they take it front to back themselves?
Well, number one, I'm going to add, we always add a closer.
Okay.
So we have meetings every day. Number one, I have a sales meeting every day. Before the sales meeting, every salesperson in my organization trained on our platform every day. 6 segments a day. These are short video segments, 2 and 3 minutes long. Can you go in there and close that screen and open up
Master Spa Sales Universe.
there you go, Master Spa, and give them a login. Okay,
I got
we're
it.
good. You can
Okay,
do this.
cool.
Hey, you guys, awesome. My friends on Facebook love you.